My name's Nikki Simpson and I am the business manager at PPA Scotland, which is the trade association for magazine publishers. So if you don't know what a trade association is, it's a bit like Creative Edinburgh, so it's a membership network, but this one's specifically focused on magazine publishing. So there's a team of about 20 in London, and then there's myself in Scotland running events and training and our annual conference and the Scottish Magazine Awards in Scotland. Across the UK we've got about 230 odd members, I think that is. That's member companies. So our biggest in Scotland is Nikki Simpson, and then we deal with a whole load of other magazine publishers through B2B, through contract publishers, through one-man bands working from home. Just anybody that's publishing a magazine of any kind, that's in print and in digital. So my role at PPA is all around supporting those magazine publishers. So we do lots of training and events for magazine publishers, the biggest of which are MagFest, which is in September, and the Scottish Magazine Awards, which are held in December. Those are our two biggest events, but then on top of that we do one training session or member seminar a month. So it's all just about trying to get publishers to connect with each other, find out more about what's happening in the industry, collaborate on projects. But MagFest is definitely my favourite event. It's all about just inspiring people to think differently about their businesses, and we get some really fantastic speakers. I think probably my favourite speaker of all time was Wyatt Mitchell, who was the first ever creative director of the New Yorker magazine. So he came across for MagFest and just blew everybody away. Everybody was so impressed with him. And the most positive feedback I've ever had from anybody on MagFest was about him, and they said that his talk had made them rethink their career as a creative director of a magazine. So that's what I love about MagFest. You have this kind of potential to really impact on people's lives, potential to really make them think differently and change the way that they do business, change the way that they approach their careers. Our second large event is the Scottish Magazine Awards. That gets similar numbers to what MagFest does, but it's a completely different event. It's much more jolly. It's a very close-knit industry in Scotland, so everybody knows each other. There's lots of people there who are in competition with each other or people who've worked for each other's companies. So it's quite a nice way to just catch up with old friends and colleagues. And we have a comedian on the night, and we have dancing at the end, and it's just a really good night, really good opportunity to catch up with people. And of course we have the awards themselves, which are incredibly important to the industry. It's all about showcasing the amazing talent and skill we've got in Scotland. In addition to all the events that we're working on, I'm also working on a project to open an international magazine centre, very likely in Edinburgh. So this came about after a really successful MagFest a couple of years ago. It fell just a couple of weeks before the referendum, and I was down south actually on the day of the referendum talking to people in London about what was going on in Scotland, what was happening in magazine publishing, what was happening in Scotland in general with the referendum. And there's just this feeling of positivity and excitement from people down there just wondering what's happening up here. So I was trying to think about how to perpetuate this feeling on a long-term basis and really treat the referendum as a kind of marketing opportunity for Scotland. So I've come up with this idea to open an international magazine centre with kind of three purposes. One, to attract an international audience, international magazine publishing audience that is, to come and live and work in Scotland. Two, to create a hub for the creative media industries, so anything that's wrapped around magazine publishing, whether that's advertising, design, illustration, photography, anything at all, publishers themselves, to come and be a part of a hub of organisations. And then three, to create a national asset for Scotland in the form of a magazine museum and gallery, magazine shop second to none, event space, etc.